Right, in this video, what it is if you're loading up your computer, switching on your main computer, laptop, or your desktop, and you're getting this sort of message, and this is my desktop computer, and it's saying please enter setup BIOS, and you press F1 and you go into BIOS. On mine, if I press F1, you'll go into BIOS mode. This is BIOS, and this is a load of gobbledygook for a lot of people, including for me. And then when you kind of exit and not do anything and save change, it kind of loads up. Right, what that is, so if I say save change, I haven't actually made any changes. What it is it's a symptom of your battery that is on your motherboard, and that battery, if it's been a few years old, it means it's just running low and it's not keeping memory when you switch off the computer. How you know that your battery is running low is if you've switched off your computer and you've switched it off at the mains, and then you switch on like I've just done, and it comes out error. But if you left it on kind of not standby but still plugged in, but the power to the plug enabled, if you know what I mean, so there's power going in. So what you'll find is if you've got power going in but not even with the computer switched on, and you switch it on, the error does not exist. Normally if you get a BIOS, your mine is into the delete button or F2, right? But now it will kind of boot up. It'll boot up normally. Right, so what we want to do, I'm going to just lower this, is we need to change the battery inside the motherboard, and on this I think it's called P979 P9X79 Pro. On this motherboard, it's a few years old now, the battery's actually in there, and I think I've got a spare battery. I don't know if it's the right one. I've got the CR2032. I think it's a 3-volt battery. I think it's this one, so I'm not 100% sure. So this is my setup anyway. It's not bad. Cost me a few pounds. Now, one of the things you need to do is, of course, you need to switch off everything. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my screen on the floor, so I'm just going to look at the screen. Shut down. Because, like I said, the battery's underneath here on my motherboard. Hopefully it will be a bit more accessible than my one. So I'm going to shut everything down, and it'll take a few seconds. Notice all these lights are on. It's because there's power supplied, and even as all the fans stop, you'll see the lights are still on, and that's what keeps your battery's life lasting a bit longer. So everything's off now, but look, there's still power going to the motherboard. And if you kind of leave it in this state with a thing plugged in at the wall and a switch on, your battery life isn't going to last twice as long. But like me, if I turn it off, the motherboard's going to rely on the battery basically. But in this case though, we need to really power it off, because we don't want any kind of residual power. So I've unplugged it, and probably a good idea is to drain any kind of power. Wait till all the lights go off. Right, all the lights are off now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, at the same time, make sure we can all see what we're doing. I can see. Alright, yeah, it's still good. Alright, so on mine, I've determined whether the motherboard one is. Let me get this undone. Oh, need a screwdriver, I think. Let me just double check. So on my graphic card, see where that blue tab is, I push that back. That should unlock the pins, and just make a note of how far that's pushed in against there. Just making a note, a mental note. So how far you need to push in before you can lock that locking kind of lever there. Of course, I've taken that top one out, so I've not taken these cables out. I don't really need to remove the graphic card. Right, so it'll come out nice and easy for me. Well, it's got a second lock to it. We're going to need two. It's not expecting that. That's easy. There's the battery. Right, we're going to need to pull the cable out the back. I'm not even going to maybe no bother moving it. Right, so there's a battery, and it's CR2032, and I've got a CR2032. It's upside down, is it? Yep, looks good. So let's have a look. You should be wearing one of these anti-static bands, is what they say. So don't go around running around taking off jumpers before you do this. You should never subject your computer to any static electricity. Oh, I just pushed that. It just came out. Remember, it went in like that. That's the old one. Put that on one side. So I'm just getting fed up with this computer, and I think it went into a big kind of error loop, and I had to like reinstall everything. So it lost kind of, I don't know what happened, but lost power and forgot what it was doing, and so it's kind of a nuisance. Don't let it happen to you, is what I'm saying. You can help it. If you see signs like that, it means you need a new battery. This thing of this job is getting this plastic wrapper out. Give me a second. So this thing was getting the plastic wrapper out, and then goes in. Oh, he didn't fit. Great, it just pushes in. Goes in there, I guess. See if it's gone far enough. If it goes far enough, I think it should lock by itself. Which is what it's doing right now, I think. The blue lever is pushed over. Yeah, it certainly looks like it. It clicks into place. It's locked in. And 2 pins back on. 2 screws. And that is it, really. So I'm just going to put it all back together and test it. I've just powered up the computer. I had to kind of reset it a couple of times. What I mean by that, it did go back in the same error, but I think it's because it didn't have a battery in it before. It was trying to tell itself, teach itself what to do. So now this is where it jumps into an error where the power's been off. There was a battery. There's a fresh battery in there, right, to keep its memory. So now here we go. So it's not jumped into the error now. It's the first time you do it when you switch to the battery for a new one. going to jump into an error, but thereafter, because it's remembered, okay, this is a setting for the BIOS. So the BIOS is like the underlining kind of controller for controlling thing for the motherboard, right? Because it's done that, once it's remembered it with a fresh battery, it hasn't forgot it. So that's it. That's how you fix that problem. And I think with that low battery in my motherboard, it caused all sorts of problems. So much so that I had to reinstall Windows and lose a lot of information, a lot of my data. So please hit that like, subscribe button. If you've got a similar problem, give it a go. Your battery may well be hidden. Look at your computer's motherboard's diagram to show you what a battery is. So all motherboards should have some sort of battery. I think some batteries, they don't look like that. They look kind of like a little blue lump, like almost like a capacitor. So be warned of that one. But anyway, check your motherboard's electronic diagram. Alright, thanks for watching.